Against SJWs, ultimatums definitely work. Hey, it's Prince of Queens, and I was just thinking today about some more effective strategies in dealing with social justice warriors, and it occurred to me that since we all know they behave like children, it's actually best to just go ahead and accept that you have to treat them that way. You see, while telling a kid that things are absolutely black or white in reference to many things is obviously a poor parenting idea, and you almost should never make ultimatums with adults because it never feels good to have one made in your direction, sometimes you just have to tell somebody it's my way or the highway. And in the case of SJWs, I'm starting to do this more and more because I often prefer that they take the highway. The most obvious thing I'm referring to is your friends on social media, and probably in particular your friends on Facebook that you should start making ultimatums towards, in reference to their bad behavior. I do not encourage blocking in general. In fact, I am firmly against it unless as a last resort, as SJWs have created a gigantic block wall which has kept well-meaning and intelligent members of the left from having any idea that there are well-meaning and intelligent members of the right, and has inspired members of the left to assume that Trump is literally Hitler, that his supporters are literally Nazis, generally without having ever met any of them, because all they do is casually consume media that shows up on their Facebook timelines, and they and their friends have every Trump supporter blocked. However, it's gotten to the point where I think that a lot of members of the left are going to start to come around very soon and have reasonable discussions. But if you're on the left and you have friends that don't, and there's a few bad apples on your timeline who ruin every positive interaction that people potentially might have on your timeline, I don't think it will be a bad thing if you start giving some of them ultimatums and dropping them as friends so they can be stuck in their shrinking friend circles and eventually devour each other like starving piranhas. Say something to these people to the effect of, "Look, Colby, I really have valued your friendship in the past, but this behavior has to stop if you want to have a relationship with me at this time. I understand you feel very strongly about your convictions, and you might have slightly good intentions, but it has become abundantly clear that you no longer care about any sort of positive process of moving forward in the social climate to come. Calling people who disagree with you on anything racists, misogynists, patriarchal, or privileged did not work in the primaries or in the general election to get people on your side. And it certainly won't work over the coming years as Trump is actually our president and people care less and less about such accusations. You have to know you've lost by now. So you're merely just throwing tantrums because you're a sore loser. If you continue to hurl relentless and unfounded accusations of bigotry at my friends who are trying to have substantive discussions, I will unfriend you. If you message me in anger, I will block you. If you call or email me with anything other than an apology, I will block your number and email. If you want me in your life, this ends now. The election is over, so adjust yourself to the times." Seriously, just tell them this. If they get told this kind of thing enough times, they might learn their lessons gradually, or eventually end up in a situation where they are attacked relentlessly and accused of being a bigot, and they'll finally realize what they've done. Jonathan Haidt gave similar advice to universities about what they should do to protect academic freedom from dangerous ideologues, and while he had a number of suggestions, the one that really stood out to me is zero tolerance for somebody who completely shuts down an event. People can protest an event, that's great, maybe even encouraged. If anybody pulls the fire alarm though, or chains themselves to doors on campus and is responsible for making an event not happen, they will be expelled without access to any sort of appeal. They cannot come back to the university no matter what. I think, truthfully, the time has come for people to prioritize their integrity in head of the potential hurt feelings and burnt bridges in their social spheres. Maybe give it a month or two and make sure the problem is really as bad as I act like it is, which I think it has been for a very long time, and then give a full-blown ultimatum to the SJWs in your life. They are powerless without their head vampires, and they are now just normal people who can't ruin your life or convince everybody to hate you in the same way they could just months ago. Everybody you need to care about that will see this ultimatum knows in the pit of their souls that those SJWs bullying not only was shitty behavior, but was utterly ineffective. They will cheer you on if they see you do this, and you will be the better person for it. Drop me a comment and stay tuned.